Welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another game from the Elite Discord tournament. We are now to game three of the semifinals for the Prowl and the Thumpers. The Thumpers have dominated this series so far, winning the first game in a 1-0 matchup, and then following that with a 13-5 blowout against the Prowl. Both of those games were at the Swagger Center, the home of the Prowl. And so now we shift over to the Bingata Bowl for the next two games potentially. And the fifth game would come back to the Swagger Center. But in order to make that happen, the Prowl will have to end up sweeping this series against the Thumpers, the reverse sweep, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this one and see if the Prowl can hold off, push a game four, and move themselves closer to being able to fight back in this tournament. So as we take a look at their lineup, they shifted some things around. Jasper Reeves, the captain, got real hot in that last game with 2 homers. He's going to lead things off at first base, followed by Bolt Snow DHing today and playing in the second spot. We haven't really seen his bad ball hitter trait come in handy for him, so we'll see if that changes today. They finally decided to put Jada McCarthy up into the 3 hole. She has been struggling in this series against the Thumpers. She is coming into this one tense, but that can all change with one swing of the bat, as we've seen from her in previous games. Moving on in the 4 hole is going to be shortstop Elizabeth Nelson, who's currently locked in. She's playing her secondary position as Reese Bugby is going to be taking the day off today. Devon Bailey continues to start as he's going to find his way in center field and in the 5th spot in the lineup here, followed by Violet LeBlanc, who has not done much of note at all in this tournament. She's only gotten a couple of appearances, so she's going to see what she can do in the 6th spot and at second base today. 7th spot is going to be Tyke Duarte. The third baseman will be getting the start over Mew Chambers. Mew has been the #1 batter in the order, the leadoff person for every game of this tournament until now. So Tyke Duarte gets the start. We'll see what he does from the 7th spot. Aaron Platoon getting the start in left field in the 8 hole. And then lastly, Francisco Henson in right field, tense for this one in the 9th spot. So a lot of newcomers to the order as we see LeBlanc and Duarte and Platoon getting a start today, their first chance to see the Thumpers. And they will be bringing Blind Nolan to the mound, who had a decent outing his first time out against the Arctics. Here he's going to be leaning on that elite slider and that really top-tier junk that he has to be able to fend off this Thumpers onslaught and see if he can force the Prowl to a game 4. Let's take a look at what the Thumpers will opt to do here, and they've made some changes to the lineup as well. Knox Horn, one of 2 that had an incredible game last time out, will get the start in left field and will be bumped all the way up to the #1 spot in the order. He's locked in right now. Caleb Thompson, who's been leading off for most of these games, will get the start at third base and will be second in the order, followed by Archibald Sormore at DH, and then Ginger Munster, who had been very, very quiet through the entire tournament until she showed up huge in that game against the Arctics, or I'm sorry, against the Prowl the last time out. She's currently locked in right field. Maxton Myers drops down to the 5th spot, playing first base today. Isabella Bullseye still locked in. She's playing short once again and in the 6th hole, followed by Britt Luna getting the start at second base instead of the tense Joe Tent right now. Francesca Brown will be getting the start once again, and she moved from the 9th spot up to the 8th spot. And then lastly, Vip Austin, who got the day off last time out, comes in here at center field, and he had been playing really hot. We'll see if he can pick up where he left off the last time he got a chance to play. They will be bringing lefty Cash Callahan to the mound. No trades for Cash. 2 fastballs, 2 off-speed pitches. He leans on his velocity, has really good junk, and just above average accuracy. So he's going to see what he can do to try and get the sweep for the Thumpers. Let's head to the Bingata Bowl for Game 3, and let's see if the Thumpers can clinch or if the Prowl can force a Game 4. Hopefully you've all been enjoying this second round. I have been enjoying watching, as it's been pretty wild to see these teams playing and competing the way that they have. And you could tell that they want it. They've all been really putting all the energy that they have into this. And you can see that it's been really affecting, players like Jasper Reeves here, who comes in now a little bit hotter after getting 2 home runs in his last 2 at-bats. And he takes the first pitch out to left field, and that ball is deep, and it is gone about 3 or 4 rows up into the stands for Jasper Reeves, and he comes up huge already for this Prowl team. And now you just hope you can capitalize and build off of that with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. On the first pitch, he takes it out for the lead. So the Prowl have something to work with already out of the gate, and that immediately with one pitch drops Cash Callahan to tense. And so here comes Bolt Snow, another guy who's had a pretty quiet series. He grounds out to Britt Luna for out number 1. Again, not making really good contact in the tournament, unfortunately, even with that bad ball hitter trait. And here comes Jada McCarthy, who's been cooling off a lot lately. She's tense right now. She took that first pitch strike, and she swings at the second pitch, grounds straight to Maxton Myers for out number 2. And a couple of pitches after that home run, Cash Callahan settles in with 2 outs already, and he is now back to neutral against Elizabeth Nelson, who's bringing her mind gamer trait to the plate as she affects the accuracy of Cash Callahan. Takes ball 2 up and high, and swings at that one and bloops it off the end of the bat, and it looks like Ginger Munster is going to get there in time. That locked-in speed helps her to boost in the outfield and get some more range on her coverage there. She's able to catch that one. But a big home run from Jasper Reeves to lead off this game on the first pitch, and so now Blind Nolan gets to come up to the play or come up to the rubber with a lead already. But he knows he has a very daunting task ahead of him, as this Thumpers offense put up 13 runs in the last game, and they have a lot of locked-in players. And oh my goodness, you could hear that one from Knox Horn off the bat. He hits that ball hard, but just foul, and that one grounds out to Violet LeBlanc for an easy first out. So Blind Nolan sighs a relief there as he comes to Caleb Thompson. Now Nolan was actually drafted later on in the draft, so he's a B-plus pitcher, I believe. He was drafted in the 6th round, and he is a B-plus, so that means that those Ace Exterminator traits will not be activated in this one. But Caleb Thompson, who's been pretty cold lately, gets a hold of that one and goes to right center field, and he's trying to stretch that into 3. Nelson tries to toss it over, and that is a sliding triple for Caleb Thompson, the former leadoff man, and with 1 out, he is standing in scoring position for Archibald Sormore. And I think he's really, I think that Thompson was very familiar with this park, and he knew he had a chance for 3 because the fielder was getting that one right as he was getting on second base. So he stretched that one out to an easy 3-bagger. And so again, 1 out, full count here against Sormore. And he takes that one low and inside, not even close, for ball 4. And now we find ourselves in a very precarious situation if you're a Prowl fan, because we have runners on the corner with 1 out, and Ginger Munster, of all people, is coming up to the plate, locked in, and has been locked in as she drops that one in left field on the line, right in front of Platoon for a base hit, and that scores the runner from third, and Caleb Thompson's triple comes in to score on that single from Ginger Munster, keeps her hot streak going. And what a play from Elizabeth Nelson from her secondary position, a shortstop. She dives at that one and saves it from going up the middle. That might have been a run-saving catch right there from Elizabeth Nelson at shortstop, keeping the runners at bay. And now 2 outs for Isabella Bullseye. Been locked in for most of this entire second round against the Prowl, and Blind Nolan finds himself in a really tough situation. They had the 1-0 lead after the home run, and he gets the strikeout there, and Nelson and Isabella Bullseye breaks her bat. What a tough move right there. She shatters her bat over her thigh, And that's the end of that inning. The first inning goes down with a lot of action already, 1-1, as Devon Bailey comes up batting 500 on the tournament, and he's looking to see what he can do as he lines that one straight to Maxton Myers for an out. Violet LeBlanc has had limited opportunities, and she has not gotten a hit in her time in this tournament, but not sure how many at-bats she's had. And right as I say that, she gets that hit, and it goes right in between the two diving first and second basemen for a base hit. So Tyke Duarte, known for his speed and good contact, come up. He's got about average power. He puts a charge into that one. It's going to left center field, and it's going to get down. One hops the fence, and he's got an easy double there. And they are going to send the runner home. So we see that Violet LeBlanc with a base hit scores on that double from Tyke Duarte to left center field. And huge change here is now they are able to keep working Cash Callahan, getting him into tense mojo again, and they've been taking advantage of that first pitch. So we'll see if we think about first pitch slayer Jada McCarthy. I wonder if she's going to consider doing that after seeing the success that that her teammates have had here in Duarte as well as Reeves. Aaron Platoon coming up. He's had limited opportunities as well, has not gotten a hit. He's got a 2-2 count here as he swings through strike three. He chased that one high and out of the zone, and he's pretty frustrated there. But we move down to the bottom of the order here. Francisco Henson, tense right fielder coming up. He had a good start to the series, slowed down a little bit there. He swings at the first pitch as he's been getting that advice from his teammates, and he flies out lazily to right field for out number 3. But huge double from one of those backup bench players after a huge single from one of the bench players as LeBlanc hits a single and scores on Tyke Duarte's huge double to take the lead 2-1. And that was a big fly out. Aaron Platoon bet about that one for a long time before he ended up catching that one. And we head to Francesca Brown, the catcher, for this with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Francesca has not done much in this round. She just loses her mojo there on a ground out to second base, but she has been incredibly quiet after her very noticeable time in that first round against the Overdogs. I think maybe the manager gave a talking to and just said, hey, keep your head down, do your job, and don't make any noise. And Vip Austin, great speed, but he grounds out to Duarte, who tosses it across the diamond for out number 3. So quick inning there from blind Nolan, and he's got to feel a lot better settling in after that one. And we reach the top of the order for the Prowl here in the top of the third, starting with Jasper Reeves, who's locked in now. As he swung at the first pitch, and he does it again here, he almost hits the ump down the right field line, but it goes just foul. Takes ball one low and outside, and hits that one hard, and it goes just over Bullseye's glove, and that's going to go to the wall, and that's going to be an easy standing double for Jasper Reeves, and his hot streak continues as he has a home run and a double in 2 at-bats, and now a leadoff double. Can the Prowl continue to pounce on this Thumpers pitching as Cash Callahan has been struggling, but he gets the ground out to short, and unfortunately it was right in front of the runner, so they weren't able to advance. So Reeves has to retreat back to second, and here we are. Jada McCarthy, is she going to work that first pitch slayer trait here? She swings at the first pitch, and she does go oppo, and it goes right through the infield for a base hit, and unfortunately they were not able to get Jasper Reeves around third as they decided to hold him with shallow play from the right fielder there. But now we have 2 on, 1 out, runners on the corners for Elizabeth Nelson. Mind Gamer is activated here. Cash Callahan is neutral, whereas Nelson is locked in. And she hits that ball hard, but way ahead of it, and that's going to go foul. It had the distance, but she got antsy on that one. And she swings at that one, and that's going to get through the right side into the outfield, and that's a base hit, that RBI base hit, scoring Reeves on that one, and the runner advances to second base. Now with 2 on, A runner scores, putting the Prowl up 3-1 against the Thumpers, and Devon Bailey comes up in this opportunity. He's going to see what he can do. And he swings at that one, but it goes right to Britt Luna, tosses the bullseye over to Myers for the double play. You love to see it for the Thumpers as they were able to stop that rally, but not after giving up a run. So now the Prowl have scored 1 run in each inning of this game, and the Thumpers are down 3-1 heading into the bottom of the third as they wrap around to the top of their order now. And Knox Horn hits that one. Kind of that's been the spot for everyone today, as that one goes in between first and second baseman for a base hit into right field. So leadoff man reaches base again. Knox Horn sitting there on first base with good speed as he's locked in. Caleb Thompson had a huge at-bat in his last time up. And so Blind Nolan kind of maybe starting to feel the pressure once again. He gets 2 strikes on Thompson and gets him to swing through that one. A really nice slider, I believe, inside, and he just swung right through that for strike 3. So last time Archie came up, Blind Nolan walked him, and he's hoping that he can make some adjustments here. And now Violet LeBlanc dives for that one, lays out, catches that one before it goes up the middle, and is able to toss to first, her only play to get an out there. So now 2 outs with a runner on second base in scoring position for the ever-threatening Ginger Munster, who suddenly becomes this huge threat after struggling for so much of that first round of the tournament. And she hits that one straight to Duarte. Duarte over to Reeves for out number 3. So a leadoff base hit goes nowhere for the Thumpers, and the Prowl look to add to their lead, starting with Violet LeBlanc, who singled in her first at-bat, her first hit of the tournament, which came around to score on a big double from Duarte. So Cash Callahan looking to labor a little bit here as Violet LeBlanc hits that ball hard, but it goes almost straight up to left field, ranging over his horn, catching that for out number 1. Loud out number 1, and here comes Tyke Duarte. Big RBI double for him in his first at-bat. We'll see what he does here. And he takes first pitch strike here. Swings at second pitch, and that ball, Britt Luna diving for it, and is able to make the play at first base. Great play from her, as I thought that was going to sneak through once again into the outfield, but not on her watch, as she's not able to knock that down for out number 2. And first pitch swinging is Aaron Platoon, and Aaron gets that one into center field for a base hit. So with 2 outs, can they keep their streak going of 1 run per inning? It's going to come down to Francisco Henson, who's still tense, 0 for 1 today. We do see bad jumps over there at first base, so we don't likely see him running. And Henson hits that ball hard to right field, but it hangs up right at the warning track for Ginger Munster, who catches that about 2 steps away from the wall for out number 3. So big charge there, and maybe if he's not tense, that ball's getting out of here. But that's the first inning where Cash Callahan was able to prevent a run from scoring. And Blind Nolan still with that 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. That Thumper offense can start at any time, and so Blind Nolan has to be very careful. But he gets the ground out there for out number 1 against Maxton Myers, and here comes Isabella Bullseye. No longer locked in. I believe after that last strikeout, she lost her mojo boost. And it's a 1-1 count with 1 out. Takes ball 2 just below the zone. Takes strike 2 right there on the zone, and she hits that one, and it's blooped to left center field, but easily there for it is Devon Bailey catching it for out number 2 in left center field, shallow left center field. And here comes Britt Luna, who's juiced now with stimulated activated, and she swings at the first pitch, going straight to Jasper Reeves for out number 3. So what could have been a huge threat for them ends up going down quietly in the 4th inning. So we wrap around top of the order here in the top of the 5th for Jasper Reeves and the Prowl, and they're looking to add to their lead any chance that they can with that very threatening Thumpers offense looming in the back of their minds. Locked in, Reeves swings at this pitch, goes straight to Myers. Myers steps on first for out number 1. And here comes Bolt Snow down 0-2 today. 250 average in the tournament. He's been very quiet. all throughout, and he's looking to to bounce back here. Goes first pitch swinging, and second pitch swinging, and that one sneaks through the middle of the infield for a base hit. He's now 1 for 3 today, and maybe that's the reset he needs, but we'll have to tell as we see him come up next time. But here comes Jada McCarthy, no longer tense, and now that first pitch Slayer activated here looks even more terrifying. And she swings at the first pitch, but it's going to hang up right to Ginger Munster, hit hard, but on the line and right to her. Anywhere else, and that's easy 2 bases, but instead it's a loud out number 2. And here comes locked in is Elizabeth Nelson against the getting to be gassed Cash Callahan, who's getting that Mind Gamer activated and knocking down his accuracy, and he's at 47 pitches now. Recovered quite a bit, and to only allow the 3 runs is pretty big. And he gets a strikeout on Nelson on a pitch that just kind of kept rising in the zone there and ends up going out of the zone, but she chased it and strikes out for out number 3. Another quiet inning for the Prowl, and you got to wonder, is that 3 runs going to be enough as they get to the bottom of the 5th and now face off against the wraparound here. We go 8-9-1, starting with Francesca Brown. She's still tense. Easy target gets activated, boosting Blind Nolan's accuracy. And he's at pitch 50, so he's getting to the end of his day, and you wonder when the Prowl will look to pull him, as they had a tough outing last time, and Francesca Brown takes the walk, and Nolan lost her. The bullpen is pretty gassed for the Prowl after a very tough game in Game 2 of this series, giving up 13 runs combined, but we'll see how long Blind Nolan can last as he's starting to get tired. 55 pitches now as he's thrown multiple balls in a row. 2-0 count to Vip Boston, and he gets a strike there with a runner on first and no outs. It's a 3-1 count for Vip Boston. And he takes ball 4, so he's kind of in shock here. And Blind Nolan losing his zone, losing control, and he has to face off against the number 1 hitter. No, he doesn't, because Michelle Cordova locked in comes in against Knox Horn, who swings at the first pitch, gets Nelson to LeBlanc over to first, not in time, and Knox Horn's speed being locked in right now was enough to prevent that from being a double play. You love to see it for the Thumpers, and they got something cooking here with 1 out, runners on the corners, and a first pitch swinging Thompson goes to LeBlanc over to first, and again the speed of these Thumpers prevent the double play, and a runner scores, and now 2 outs with a runner on first, and 3-2 ball game. Michelle Cordova coming in, still locked in, trying to hold them at bay. Gets the ground ball there, and LeBlanc misses it. Then Thompson goes to third, stretching that one as the ball slowly dropped into the outfield, and now we have runners on the corners once again with 2 outs. Michelle Cordova finding herself in a bit of a tough situation, no longer locked in and having to face off against an incredibly intimidating Ginger Munster, who's got Ace Exterminator and swung through 2 pitches and pops foul there. Cordova, can she finish her off? She gets the pop-up and the foul territory, and just on the line is Francisco Henson, who catches that for out number 3. So Cordova had to struggle a little bit there, but she was managing to get out of it, and so the Prowl go into the top of the 6th with a 1-run lead. And like I said, I don't think 3 runs is enough to win a game against the Thumpers, but with their backs against the wall, the Prowl do need to hold them in the bottom of the 6th no matter what. But can they get some insurance before we get there? Cash Callahan trying to go the whole way. He gets a strikeout here against Devon Bailey, who loses his mojo, dropped to tense. And here comes Violet LeBlanc, extreme pressure situation. Cash Callahan still neutral. Little Hack gets activated here for LeBlanc. Takes ball 1. Swings at that one. Hits it hard right to the left field. Past the shortstop into left field for a base hit. And LeBlanc gets a boost there in her mojo. She's now locked in. And in these extreme pressure situations, those mojo changes are huge for these players. So here comes Tyke Duarte. Already came up big with a double earlier in this game. Can he do it again to get a little bit of insurance for the Prowl? Good speed over there at first base. Takes strike two, 2-2 count. Cash Callahan, 60th pitch here, and he gets him swinging. Tyke Duarte swings right through that one, and Cash Callahan might find himself in a situation to go a complete game and win one, but they pull him here with 2 outs in the 6th inning for Urkel Henry, who gets a head trait activated here. He also is specialist, but it's going to be used only against those lefty hitters, just like we saw in the last game with their other pitcher. Excuse me, I'm just drawing a complete blank. Zeke Corker, excuse me. Runner goes, and they lost him as that was a full count walk from Urkel Henry. And now with a tense Francisco Henson coming up, do we look to see if there's a pinch hitter? No, they're going to ride with Francisco Henson. 2 on, 2 out. Henson takes ball 1 high. Takes a strike inside. 1-1 count here. Swings through strike 2. He's tense, and his mojo drop hurts him a lot as he fights that pitch off. 1-2 count here. And fights that one off. Almost swung through it and missed it on that curveball. And fights another pitch off now. Swings that one. It goes foul, and it just hits the fence, or the netting, so he stays alive once again. Another one, really great fight here for Francisco Henson, who's been struggling all game, and he grounds that one to second base. Britt Luna scoops it up and tosses it over to first really quickly. So they had a little bit of noise and some action happening in the 6th, but they weren't able to get any insurance, and so now they have to run through the 5, 6, 7 hitters, starting with Maxton Myers, and trying to get out of this game and be able to push a game 4. They cannot allow a run here. So Maxton Myers goes down 0-2 real quick. This is the best pitcher to have up right now, with Michelle Cordova yet to allow an earned run herself, and she gets the pop up there. Left field, bloops over to Platoon, catching it for out number 1. So here comes Isabella Bullseye, who was locked in for most of this second round, but she gets pulled for Bruce Wishwash, the starting pitcher, the first starter of this round, and he's got some really great attributes at hitter. He's locked in. He's going to try it here. He hits that ball hard and pulls a foul. 1-2 count here with 1 out. Fouls 1 off here. Can the pitcher who started game 1 of this round come up big here? And he hits that ball hard and drops right in front of Platoon for a base hit. So the pitcher in his first at bat gets a base hit, and here comes juiced Britt Luna. Huge situation for her. No speed over there at first base for Wishwash, and with 1 out, they get the ground ball, and it just goes past Nelson's glove and into center field for a base hit, and Elizabeth Nelson almost was able to make a play on that and potentially get an out there at second base, but instead we have 2 on, 1 out for Francesca Brown, who has first pitch Slayer, an easy target. She pops that one foul for strike 1. She takes strike 2. Michelle Cordova trying to get out of a jam here and push to game 4 for her team. And she gives up a base hit there, and Platoon's got to come up throwing, and he does, and he's able to hold the runner there at third base. So now bases loaded for the Thumpers, and let me know if you've heard this one before. Bases loaded for the Thumpers, and we'll see what they're able to do here. Vip Austin coming up. He has had a few big opportunities in his time in this tournament so far, but he throws on 2 strikes and takes strike 3 right there at the top of the zone. Oh my goodness. And if you want somebody up, it's going to be the red hot Knox Horn for the Thumpers. And this is all it right here for the Prowl. Oh, and no, oh my God, Knox Horn hits that ball deep to center field, and it is out of here. Oh no. Oh gosh, Devon Bailey, the Butterfingers center fielder, had a chance right there at the wall, and he was not able to make a play. And another grand slam for the Thumpers as they put the dagger into the Prowl, and they'd send him home. Thumpers win 6-3 with a grand slam in the sixth inning to finish them off and complete the sweep. Oh, I feel so bad for the Prowl. I wanted to push for a game four, and Michelle Cordova had such a great tournament that she definitely didn't deserve to lose this one the way that she did. But oh my gosh, what a game. So that's 3 runs on 9 hits for the Prowl against 6 runs on 8 hits for the Thumpers. What a wild game here. Taking a look at the lineups, Jasper Reeves had another really great game. He came in 2 for 3. He got that leadoff homer, and he also scored 2 runs. Bolt Snow got a hit. Jada McCarthy got a hit. Elizabeth Nelson got a hit and an RBI. Devon Bailey went 0 for 3, struck out once. Violet LeBlanc came in and had a pretty solid game, 2 for 3 with a run scored. Tyke Duarte, huge 1-run double. Him hitting that LeBlanc in from first was huge to keep that Prowl offense going. And then you see a 1 for 2 day for Platoon with a walk as well, and an 0 for 3 day for Henson. For the Thumpers, it was quiet for them for most of the tournament, or for most of this game, but they turned it on when they needed to. You see Maxton Myers, Isabella Bullseye, Vip Austin all going 0 for today. But then you see base hit from Caleb Thompson. He got that triple, getting an RBI and a run scored. Archie Sormore, 1 for 2 with a walk. Ginger Munster went 1 for 3. She got an RBI. Bruce Wishwash came in to pinch hit for Isabel Bullseye, 1 for 1 and a run scored on that grand slam. Britt Luna, she came in and was juiced in the second half of that game, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Francesca Brown, we talked about how she'd been quiet. She went 1 for 2. She got a walk, and she also scored 2 runs. But that big one came from Knox Horn, 2 for 4 with a grand slam. Absolutely devastating for the Prowl as they get sent home, swept by the Thumpers. And looking over these two pitching staffs, Blind Nolan pitched a hell of a game, going 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 2 earned runs. I think the walks are really what did him in. He struck out 2. Michelle Cordova struggled a little bit there, but she came in and she went 1 2/3 innings, 5 hits, no walks, 4 earned runs, all on the grand slam. She struck out 1. She gets the loss. And again, she pitched a really great tournament, and that was her only downfall was those mistakes there in the bottom of the 6th when they needed her to be able to produce the most. Cash Callahan, who struggled there in the first couple of innings, toughed it out, going 5 2/3 innings, 9 hits, giving up a home run, 3 earned runs total, and 4 strikeouts. And then Urkel Henry comes in for the last out, 1 inning pitched, or 1/3 of an inning pitched. He also walked somebody, and he ends up getting the win. So he just shows up and he gets a win for the Thumpers. And as we look at the top 3, Caleb Thompson's big day, Jasper Reeves with a really good day for the Prowl, and then Knox Horn. He is the one that closed the door on any chance of the Prowl moving forward in this tournament. And that's your first finals team. We just determined that the Thumpers, who have yet to lose a game in this tournament, will be moving on to the finals to face off against either the Lockhorns or the Buzzwings. And that'll be really interesting to see, as the Thumpers got the sweep against the Overdogs, and then they had a lot of time to take a break here before they were able to move to the next round. If this game doesn't go to the Buzzwings in game 3 in that matchup, then they could see themselves getting a good long break again before they have to face off in the finals against either the Lockhorns or the Buzzwings. So we'll see what happens there. And then, interestingly enough, we might see Mackay, I think it's Mackay Botham for the Lockhorns. I'm sorry, not the Lockhorns, the Thumpers. We might find ourselves in a situation where Mackay Botham will not even get a chance to make an appearance, as if there is a little bit of a gap there, giving Bruce Wishwash enough time to recover before the first finals game. It looks like he's already reset and ready to go. He's going to get that first start, and you might see them sweep in the finals, not letting Mackay Botham get a chance to make an appearance in this tournament. So really wild turnout. The Thumpers have just been dominating all the way up and down this tournament. But now we turn to the Buzzwings against the Lockhorns, and we will be heading to the Lockhorns home stadium of. I forgot to look at this, and I'm totally drawing a blank. So find out next time. Tune into the next one to find out the Lockhorns home park as they face off against the Buzzwings, trying to make the reverse sweep happen and force a game 5 to be able to fight back in this tournament and take this round over the Buzzwings. So see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having fun, and please don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to follow along. We'll talk to you. Bye, everyone.